Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you are tuning in and letting me dive into your energy. These readings have become so fun for me. This is going to be another almost personal reading. So the intention is just to kind of let whatever channeled messages spirit wants to come through and to figure out who we are talking about here. So we're going to start with getting specifics about the energies. This is also going to be another relationship reading. So we're going to be channeling two different energies, and then we'll find out what the connecting energy is, and then in the extended we'll dive deeper depending on what the messages are that come up here, what we need to learn more of, what's coming next, etc., etc. So these are 100% timeless. Whenever you find them, that is when you were meant to find them. Time is not linear. There's no time in the energy when we are reading energy and tarot. But that being said, if any of the messages don't resonate, don't try and make them fit. The whole intention with these readings was so that I could really dive into the energy in a more specific, personal way without misleading people or making the messages so general and broad that it's like, okay, cool, that resonates, I guess. That was kind of the intention here. In personal readings, the depth that we're able to dive in the energy is so much more and so fun. So I really wanted to give that here. And what I've found in the extendeds is because there's way less energy, way less eyes on that, we're able to go so deep in the energy, and the messages that come through from spirit are so specific and so catered to whoever really needs that message. People have been like, oh my God, you've so seen me. Like, how did you know my life? But the reason is that's just how energy works. The channels that are really, really big, the message, you may be able to find one or two messages in there that work for you. But a lot of times things aren't going to resonate. And so the smaller the kind of energy that's going into it, the more the messages can get specific. So that was kind of the intention with these, is like, give you messages that actually resonate. That being said, if it does resonate, please give this a like. That really helps and supports the channel. Definitely subscribe if you're not already. Another way for your energy to kind of merge with mine so that I can pick up the messages, my guides can pick up messages from your guides for you, and for these readings to resonate a lot deeper, is actually when you do comment, when you subscribe, when you attach your energy to this portal, because that's essentially what this YouTube channel is. That's what everything is they're portals. So when there's an equal give and take in energy, then there will be more energy given to you. So that's another way that if you want more personal messages, that it'll come through in that way. But otherwise, I just really appreciate you being here, and I'm so excited to kind of dive in. Okay, I'm going to start with this energy. And last time I kind of had in my mind, this is going to be a feminine energy and this is going to be a masculine energy. And the last time I did the relationship reading, and this time I'm actually just going to let it be completely what it is. That's always when spirit gives the most fun information. So we're going to see. And by the way, the energy currently that I'm pulling this in is April 2022. And we've just had the rarest astrology of all of our lifetimes on April 12th. There's a eclipse season. We're beginning into eclipse season. We have a Libra full moon coming up this weekend. So there's very intense energy when I'm pulling this. That being said, if you find it later, see, the shuffling is always wonky when the energy's so intense. But anyways, so if you find it later, that's totally fine. The messages can absolutely still resonate. But I'm just being guided to mention that for some reason, because the energies have been really intense. Okay. Let's see. I think I'm going to grab one more. Yep. Okay, so, yep, got a lot of energy here. I'm like, do I want to channel or do I want to grab the oracle? I'm going to channel. So this is definitely a feminine energy that I have coming through here. And there's this feeling of being a little bit caught up in the wave, being a little bit caught up in the emotion. And I feel this push-pull in the energy as well, and that's kind of what this Eight of Swords on the bottom of the deck is speaking to, where it's this feeling of like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I have nothing to be complained about. So how selfish of me to complain. Everything's okay. But then on the deeper layer of that energy is actually a lot of sorrow and a lot of sadness and a lot of pain. And I'm being guided to share. It's not wrong to feel pain. I think on spiritual journeys, we get so hard on ourselves because we learn, we ascend, we grow, we learn to not be victims, we learn to not sit in dark energies for too long. But then there's on the other end of that, we can also, we're kind of in dangerous territory to get into spiritual bypass where we ignore our true feelings because we're like, I have so much to be grateful for. I'm working with spirit. I know I'm protected. There's no need to worry. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. And it's like, but you're not actually dealing with what's going on underneath the surface. So this person here, it definitely feels like there is something that's unacknowledged and it's a deeper layer. So again, it may not feel super conscious. You may not be super aware of what's kind of driving your movement forward, what's driving your manifestation. It's almost like I'm hearing someone say, I'm not going to get hurt again like that. I'm not going to get hurt again like that. I'm not going to let my guard down like that again. It will not happen. And it's beautiful to be able to recognize the mistakes that we've made in the past and to say, I don't want to do that again, and to really come into this place of self-honoring. But what's happening here is that it feels like this Five of Cups is not being fully embraced and acknowledged. It's like, you know that whatever this Five of Cups is attached to, loss, rejection, pain, sadness, an ending, okay? You know that whatever it's attached to, that it perhaps there's been some space between when it happened and now. And so you're like, there's no reason for me to still be feeling that. I've processed it, I've healed it, I've dealt with it. But guess what? Healing is not linear. We can never say, hey, I'm fully healed. Hey, I've put that completely in the past. And if we get going on this path of detaching and really working that aspect of the spiritual journey, coming into the oneness, coming into the all, the all energy where I'm one with creator, I'm one with source, everything is always working out for me. That's a beautiful lesson. And we do need to learn that. But spirit is really wanting this person here to hear that it's not about rejecting the uncomfortable feelings or the feelings that don't feel good or the pain and just keeping on. Keep keeping on. This energy is so weird. I'm literally stumbling over my words. And that could be part of what I'm channeling here. There's like a insecurity in self a little bit. But again, and this may not resonate because I'm being guided to share that this could be going on underneath the surface. It's like, okay, it's almost like this is what's running the subconscious on the surface. And I'll get into what's going on the surface because that may be where you'll be able to identify, like, is this me or not? But what's going on the surface is like, keep it moving, steady progress, slow and steady wins the race. You could be really diving into a new venture, putting all your energy into a project. You could be very much like, okay, let me give it this way. You could be like, okay, every day I need to do some physical exercise. I need to get outside. I need to meditate. I need to make some art. I need to draw. I need to work on my business or go to work and give my, help my, God, I can't even speak, work on my financial health, all of that, right? And you're like, okay, if I just check these things off the list every day, I'll be good and I'm fine. And guess what? I'm not sad. And guess what? Whatever that thing was that happened, it's fine. I'm over it. I've healed. Right? That's kind of what I'm getting from this energy. And that's why there's this push-pull, there's this back and forth, because yes, spirit's like, absolutely, like, I applaud you. You've done so much work on yourself. This is the King of Pentacles, by the way. In this deck, it's called the Muse of Materials. So yes, spirit's like, you've done so much work. You built a solid foundation. We're so proud of you. You should be proud of you too. And you're on this path. You're really on this path and you're moving towards kind of like Mecca is what I'm hearing. The bliss, the abundance, everything that you want is yours, right? That's spirit saying there's really nothing to worry about in terms of like your manifestation in your life. But we want you to have the tools in place and the habits in place to be with yourself through this game of life and the difficulty that it entails sometimes. And even when good things are happening, you can also feel sad. Both things can be true. You can see beauty. You can feel this new beginning happening. You can feel all this excitement and still mourn and be in sadness and loss over the past and over what's gone and over what's dead. You can even be mourning parts of yourself that you've outgrown that are no longer serving you, but you can still be sad for their leaving you, for their parting. So it's kind of like, and that's really what I'm getting. There's been an evolution. There's been a metamorphosis with this person. I do get a lot of feminine energy, but that doesn't mean male or female. That just means somebody that might be a little bit more dominant in their feminine energy. So that you've gone through a massive, massive upgrade and transformation. And it was all happening pretty fast for a while, meaning the transformation was just all you could focus on. It's not like you could focus on other things because you were really consumed with this journey, whatever it was. And now you're in this place of, okay, that was working. It was working to be in the, and I almost feel like you had to learn neutrality. You had to learn detachment. Maybe your emotions in the past were so overwhelming and big, like very watery, that they consumed you. And so part of this journey and part of this lesson was learning how to temper your emotions, learning temperance, learning neutrality, stepping into that. Like I said, I keep being called to like the oneness, the all, versus the hierarchical God, but more into this, like, I'm a part of the whole. I am energy. And that's beautiful, but you're also still a human. You're also still a human. You also still have emotions. And so spirit doesn't want you to neglect your beautiful, watery depth of feeling and just step into this more masculine King of Pentacles, neutral, I'm detached, it's all good, I got this, no problem. Like, you want to merge, you want to unify them. And really what I'm getting with this person, what you may be experiencing, you actually may not even know what you're experiencing. You may be like, why the fuck am I sad? Like, I shouldn't be sad right now. There's so many amazing things happening. I trust, I have faith, I know spirit's got me. Why am I sad? Why do I hurt? Why is this coming up again? I thought I was done with this. And spirit's like, you're honoring who you were. You're honoring where you've come from, and allowing the emotion to run through you and to just feel it is that honoring process. It's sacred. It's beautiful. We don't want you to neglect aspects of yourself. We don't want you to neglect that inner wounded child. We don't want you to neglect that very Page of Cups, emotional, emo, adolescent, teenager. We don't want you to neglect that. We want you to be the all. We want you to embrace. We want all of it to be okay. We want you to reclaim all aspects of yourself as if it is all divine. It is all goddess, God energy. It's all pure and it's all beautiful. And so when I channel that, like, it's almost like you don't even know what's going on. It's because it's in the subconscious. So this could be things that you are healing and purging and coming up to the surface, this pain, this bubbling over from past lifetimes. It could be from childhood. And Spirit's actually saying it's not so important what it is that you're mourning. Like, it's not so important that you know. If you know, beautiful, that could be really special for you to kind of work with and know that, and that's great. But it's almost like spirit's like just acknowledging to yourself that you are in a new cycle. You are letting go of the olds. It's kind of like I'm being given moving, right? Moving houses, moving homes. You're excited. You chose to move for a reason. There's a reason you wanted to move. You knew that this place that you were in had run its course. You knew that the contract was up and you're ready to move and you're excited and you selected a new place and you can't wait to get there. But there's also this sadness for what you're leaving behind. There's also this acknowledgement of like, wow, this is my home. This is where I lived and it served me and it was beautiful. And I can honor the positive memories. I can even honor the sad loss, the pain, the destruction, whatever happened in these four walls. And it's kind of this process of like being in between worlds, moving from one to the next. And I think spirit just really wants this person here to know and to understand you've come so far. You've done so much work. Any sadness, any pain, any loss, any confusion, any not knowing is actually a part of this up-leveling. It's a part of this transition. And your ego doesn't really know what to do with that. Your ego really doesn't know how to handle transition and change because it wants you to stay safe. It really wants you to stay in the energy of, okay, that's too many cards. I'm going to put that back and shuffle again. It really wants you to stay in the energy of Okay. We're going to keep it. Staying in the energy of surrender and trust and flow. And so when the emotion comes up and it rises into the conscious, beautiful. Let it do that. Let it do that. And hold yourself through those moments. Hold yourself in the faith and the trust and the inner knowing. And don't judge yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be mean to yourself. You've learned how to not do that. You don't have to go back that way. You're not going that way. Yeah, because there's a lot of freedom. There's an end of a really painful cycle. That's really what it is, this 10 of Swords. And there's freedom, and you've emancipated yourself from all of those old patterns. And I think these things are just coming up for review. This is really interesting. So this person, definitely feminine energy. This is way too many cards that I wanted, but I am going to kind of, really it's a similar theme. It's a similar thing that's coming through. In your past, your emotions kind of ran you. Okay. It was too much. Like it was overwhelming how intense they were. You had, I mean, I'm really being drawn to this, like, it's like a angry storm cloud blowing, wind. It blew you around. You were up, you were down, you were over here, you were over there. You didn't know how to take your power back. You didn't know how to stand in your truth and your power. You were very gone with the wind. And this brought on a lot of damsel type, rescuer type energies. You either avoided yourself and didn't want to look at your own tendencies, so you became a rescuer and an overgiver and a codependent for others, other things in your life. Kept yourself needy, kept yourself in this state of, I need to be rescued. You didn't know you were doing that, but that's what you were doing. And it attracted bullies. It actually really attracted it. You know what this is? This is the archetypal empath narcissist, angel demon. Like whatever way you want to roll that, look at that, roll the dice, then that's how you do it. You guys, I literally cannot speak words today. And I don't know, it's probably partly me, but I also feel like because of the shift that this person here is going through, this transition, you feel like you are disoriented. You are like nauseous, dizzy. You're all over the place. You're like, what is happening? I'm just trying to work on this thing. I clearly feel that there's something you're really trying to work on, and you can see positivity in it. You can see a light at the end of the tunnel. You can see the good things are happening with it. But then you're like, oh, sadness. What are you doing here? Go away. I don't have time for you. You're like, I don't have time for this shit. Like, get me going. I know where I want to go. Why do I feel sad? Why are these old patterns coming up? We also have, you were addicted to the sadness, I'm hearing. And this is funny because I haven't pulled cards for this other energy yet, but I'm actually getting a mirroring here that this other person, and we're going to dive into them in just a second, that this person over here, this relationship, you both were addicted to the sadness, and it may have manifested in different ways. It may have manifested in different patterns, but you were both rescuing each other from that karmic pattern. And it's an old ancient wound. I really feel like an ancient wound energy from it here. So it's like past life upon past life taught you and showed you that you weren't worth anything, or that things didn't work out, or there was always going to be pain. Like life was pain, being human was pain and suffering and sadness. And you also, at the same time, your higher self knew that you had purpose and you needed to come into this plane. But every time you'd come into this plane, it's almost like it's a starseed thing. It's like being like, oh, I'm back in a human body again. This sucks. Like I can't feel the all. I can't feel source here as much as I could before. And you almost forget about the mission once you come back through the veil of like not being able to remember. And then you're just like, oh, this sucks. And then you're right back in that pattern. But it feels like the two of you rescued one another from this karmic pattern. It's like there may be some things going on with this person that they want to be this bully, or they want to rescue, or maybe they had some of those tendencies. And then this person over here, the more feminine, wanted to be rescued and or wanted to project all of her pain, his or her pain, onto this other person. Like, it's all your problem, right? But it was like an addicted energy. I'm addicted to pain. I'm addicted to the highs, the lows, the suffering. And And yes, okay, beautiful. And it's like everything that the two of you, or I'm going to really stick to this person, but everything that you've gone through is so that you can be the guide for others. It's almost like that was part of the mission. That was part of the path, even when you couldn't see it, is that you were actually meant to heal and help others. And truly, I haven't met a twin flame, if you identify and resonate with that term and just everything that comes with it. I haven't met a twin flame that isn't here to be a guide, that isn't here to heal. It doesn't mean that all of their missions look the same. They're all meant to be Reiki healers, tarot readers, guides, coaches, whatever. It doesn't mean that, because you can be guiding in different ways. You can be simply guiding in your energy and your being, whatever you choose to do in the world, however you spend your time. It's not about the doing, it's about your being. So twin flames are here with big, big missions. You don't have to resonate with the twin flame thing because the star seed is the same. You have a very big mission. You come in, and if you try to avoid the spiritual path, spirit just keeps slapping you in the face and is like, okay, you can do it your way or you can do it mine. My way is easier and less painful. Your way prolongs the process and takes more time, but that's cool. It's cool. You know, free will. Gotta honor that free will. But it was always to get you on this path, this spiritual path. And there is service. And whether you've awakened to what your service work is or not, whether you know what that looks like or not, it doesn't matter. But what spirit is really highlighting for this person here is your inner heart, your big heart, the heart chakra, your emotions, you know, your expression, your artistic nature, your mysticism, your all the Venusian qualities. These are your strength. Do not abandon these because of the pain you've suffered in this journey. Do not say it's not safe to be this anymore, so I'm going to let it go. Do not allow your gifts to be your destruction, is what I just heard. So, and also, I'm really getting here for this person that spirit's like, no, you've healed this. So much of this has been healed. I promise you it's been healed, but you're just in this in-between of fully letting it go. So the way that you ride this energy and work with it, spirit's saying, is allow the emotions to come up. Whatever's coming up for you right now, allow it. You know, it's a part of the process. Honor it. Feel it. This is something that I know when I say it, you're like, okay, cool, but how do you do that? Like, that doesn't make sense. And it's something that when it clicks, it just clicks. But I understand this is something that people have a lot of, like their brain and their ego kind of gets involved. So they're like, how do I do that? I don't know how to do that. That is something I work with people a lot in coaching to really support on. It's something I've learned and had to really master. So those are codes that I hold. So if you feel like you need some support, definitely check out the description box below for the readings and coaching sessions I offer. This has been a wild, wild journey. I can feel it, you know, and it's past life as well. So getting support is not shameful. Getting support is wise. Getting support is like mastery level, being willing to be vulnerable. And even just reaching out and to someone safe that you can confide in about what you're going through. And if you don't have that, spirit saying, talk to us. Because I know, yeah, it's hard. There's not many, I mean, I don't want to say there's not many people you can trust, but these journeys are so specific, these spiritual journeys. So if somebody doesn't get it, it's almost damaging to talk to them about it. Not surprised with this energy at all, I gotta say. Okay, so this person, on the other hand, who we got over here. Yep. Spirit is, okay, so if this is you, there is this beautiful, prosperous new beginning. You see the light. You have really come into your truth. This is the Ace of Swords. You know how it's supposed to go. You see the path. But for some reason, taking that first step is really throwing you for a loop. And I actually feel, again, I knew there would be mirroring. I feel it's very similar to this person in that you are moving from one phase of life to another. You are letting go of an old cycle, an expired cycle that no longer serves, and you're moving into a new one. And that with this person, there's almost a little bit of like, I don't want to say ignorance feels like strong, but naivety, like kind of pretending not to know how to do it because maybe you've never done it that way before. And so there's an insecurity in it. And that's just the old patterns. This is the devil here. That's just kind of those old, like fearful Yeah. Okay. Wow. So for this person, Spirit is saying they have gone through massive transformation. This is the Death and this is the Lovers. This person has gone through massive, massive transformation because of this relationship that we're channeling here. This relationship has woke them up to all of their false ways, all of their self-sabotage, okay? And I think this happened for this person as well, too. So much of this person's energy over here, by the way, their lessons that they learn are instigated by this person, but then they have to be their guide and their leader. This person's energy almost feels like they get their guidance and their leader, like I'm not saying that they're like vampiric or like energetically siphoning off this person, but they get so much of their downloads and information from this person. This person gets it from Spirit. So it's kind of like, I'm actually seeing like a chakra system where this person is like the crown, the third eye, the throat. This person is the heart, the sacral, the root. That's really interesting. And really what this person needed is that heart activation. That heart activation was really important. And that's what this relationship did for them. It brought them back to their heart and reminded them of who they really are. And they're also in they're on this precipice of moving into this new cycle. They know what they need to do. They have Archangel's Sword of Truth here. They know what they need to do. And I just feel like there's an insecurity. There's an insecurity in material wealth. This person learned the hard knock lesson of the Tower and karma. So what I really get here is a person who ignored, like when I was channeling before, like Spirit's like, we can do it my way or we can do it your way. This person chose to do it their way. And perhaps that was part of the design. Perhaps it was always meant to be that way for this person. Perhaps they were always meant to do it that way. That I could see that. They had to learn by doing it wrong. They had to learn what love isn't to learn what love is. They had to learn how to create abundance and prosperity incorrectly in order to learn how to create it correctly, or more, I won't say correctly, I'll say more aligned to them. They had to learn what they don't want to know what they do want. Yeah. So I do get that their journey, they did suffer a lot of karma. There was actually a lot, and I mean karma after meeting this person from this person. Whereas this person's karma kind of occurred prior to this relationship. And then this relationship activated both of them onto a new path. And I, believe it or not, I feel these energies being very caught up to one another. And because they're opposite ends of the spectrum of the duality, for one, it's manifesting in this way. This is where they're getting stuck. For the other, it's manifesting in this way. And Spirit just guided me to share, because this is so like textbook feminine, masculine energy that I'm getting here. Spirit saying, watch this for a relationship if you have one in question, but you can also really watch this for your inner feminine and your inner masculine. So this is what's going on in your feminine. Okay? She's going through a massive awakening transition, moving into a very, very beautiful cycle, doubting it, getting a little bit in fear, trying to avoid the mourning and the loss and the emotion. This person over here is getting really caught up in the material, in the physical, in the root chakra. And it's all because they're avoiding the fear of speaking their truth, which is a more feminine principle I'm actually getting from Spirit. And again, energy always shifts, but for whatever I'm channeling here, Spirit saying that the throat chakra is coming from feminine energy. And so this person is doubting themselves because it may not be something they've ever done before. They may not have ever lived this way. They may not be completely comfortable with speaking their truth, especially from a heart-centered, open place. So they know what they want. They're putting down roots. They feel deeply in this energy. They know that their prosperity and abundance comes from this step that they're very guided to take, that's very clearly set out for them. Let's get some clarifiers, actually, because I just want to know a little bit more of what's going on with this Five of Pentacles. Sometimes the Five of Pentacles is very illusory, and it's not real, like it's not true, but it's something that we think. And sometimes it's very literal. Yeah, okay. Wow, okay. This is interesting. This actually is reminding me of a personal reading I did earlier where the masculine energy was coming through really strong. And it's almost like because this energy over here that they're getting their downloads from is so powerful and so strong and reflecting as this goddess empress energy, we have the empress here. It's really like getting this person in their head and getting them very overwhelmed. Like, do I have enough? Can I provide? Am I ready? Can I really be the person that they see me to be? Can I do this? And they know they can. They know they can. Remember, we have Ace of Swords right here. They know they can. They know they can. They know. And they know they'll do it. That's the other thing too. It's like the Ace of Pentacles. They know they'll make this offer. They know they'll do it. They know they will speak their truth. They also know that everything will be provided for them. They trust. They actually have this newfound sense of trust. It's really just the in-between process of taking that leap, taking the action they're guided to take. I mean, look, we have all this really fast movement energy. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Devil here. And the Devil, I'm actually getting, yes, it's a little bit of that in their head energy, but mainly what it is it's like they're obsessed with this success. They're obsessed with claiming this. They're obsessed with having this. Now that they know what it is, now that they understand it, they have to have it. And they're moving out of this place of being not trusting it, doubting it, fearing it. They're moving out of this old cycle that did get them into Devil, because we have the Devil right here too. So it's almost like now that they've exposed the Devil, they're aware of the Devil, and they're like, oh shit, like I don't want to go back there. It's almost like you can't unsee what you've seen. You can't go back to not knowing and playing naive. And it's almost like this person that played that game for a very long time, addicted to the suffering, addicted to the pain, addicted to masochism and like abuse, of themselves, being really hard on themselves, being with partners and other people that are kind of abusive, take advantage of them. And now they've been awakened, and now they see that this whole other type of love exists. This whole other possibility exists for them. And they don't want to go back there. It's almost like this person's energy is I don't want to say it's fearful in a debilitating way, but it's like, I know now what I know, and like, oh God, please don't let me make the same mistakes again. Oh God, like, please don't let me mess this up again. Like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going to cry, to be honest with you, because this person is like, they want to speak their truth, but they don't want to mess it up. They have so much fear around messing it up. They have so much fear around saying what they need to say to this person. And I also have to say too, what's really interesting is I was stumbling upon my words. I was having a really hard time channeling with the feminine energy. Now that I'm in the masculine energy, I'm not having any issue. It's flowing again. It feels really strong, firm. There's a knowing, there's a truth, there's depth. So I think what I'm really reading that as is this person is ready. This person has done the work. This person is not in their Devil. This person has conquered the Devil within and without. This person knows the truth. This person is fucking transformed. Like, no questions asked. Like, this person is a totally different person. Totally different person. And not like they change who they are, but their ego tendencies and just how their human self has gone through a 180 in a way that they're having a hard time trusting and believing it. They're like, have I really done that? They're having a hard time giving themselves credit where credit's due. And I really feel like this is a natural part of this process. I don't feel like there's a block on the energy, right? I don't feel like they're blocking it. I know there's some fear. I know they're working through stuff, but they're working through it. They're working on it. They really are. They know they have to be the one to move things forward, whatever stagnancy this relationship is experiencing. And, you could be in communication. You could even be together. I really get that these two are so connected. And this could be 5D. This could be 3D. I think there's different scenarios here. But these two are so connected, and you're either working through an up-leveling in this relationship, moving this relationship to another phase, deeper commitment, or communicating again. And this person knows they have to speak their truth. They know there's something that they need to say. They need to let this person know how important they are to them, how much they mean to them. And whether you're in communication or not, that hasn't been spoken. I feel like the depth of how they feel has not been spoken. and they know it, but they don't want to let this person down again. And they know they've let this person down again, or they know they've let this person down in the past, and they don't want to do it again. And they're being a little bit hard on themselves. But the reason they're being hard on themselves, this is actually what's so beautiful about it. They're being hard on themselves because they know how wonderful this person over here is and how much they deserve. And that this person is magic on legs is what I heard. Which is really funny. Just like magic and legs, like walking magic, maybe? I don't know. Maybe they really like your legs. I don't know. This person is just magic, and they know now what they didn't know before. And it has drastically, radically changed and shifted them. And they don't want to cause this person any more pain. And the irony is, like, this person is in pain because this person has not heard from this person, or this person doesn't know how this person really feels. This person is like floating in space over here. This person is like stumbling upon words. This person is dizzy. This person really just needs to take a nap, probably. But this person's over here just like, oh, what's going on? And this person's like, I know what I want. I know it's this person. I know what I need to do. Now, if only my legs would move. If only I could get my leg to move, right? Legs keep coming up, which is so interesting. And it may not be literally move their legs, but if only I could just spit out that I love you, or if only I could just spit out, I want to build a life with you. If only I could just tell you how much you mean to me. And it looks like they're getting the strength right now to do it. And I think that's what I was channeling before, is like Spirit really wants you to know that this is like a very organic, natural part of this process. What this person's going through and what this person's going through, they're the same and they're connecting. And this person's kind of position or place in the relationship is really too grounded in the 3D. So it's good that they're focused here. It's good that they know that. And they're also doing it from this heart space. They're doing it from the heart now. So no one here is like off track, okay? The guidance for this energy over here, the feminine, is like, allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. It's okay. It's okay. We know it's hard. We know you can't see right now. We know that there's things that are in the shadows to this person. This person gets it. This person's clear because the ball's in this person's court, kind of, right? So that puts this person in a very challenging position, but guess what? That's a very feminine position. And this person's coming off on a deep lesson in integration and masculine energy. So now they're being asked to go back into their feminine, and it's causing a little bit of challenge, but that's okay. Spirit's saying that's exactly where you need to be. This person now, after just coming through the feminine energy and the feminine initiation, their heart's open. Now they're being asked to ground back into their masculine, into the rooted earth-based energy. And honestly, this could not be more synchronous because they're going through the exact same things on the polar end of the energy. So the feminine that had to go through the masculine initiation is now being asked to go back into her feminine. And she's pretending like it's hard, but it's natural. You already know what to do. The masculine who just went through their feminine initiation is being asked to go back into the masculine, and they already know what to do. They know they need to take charge. They know. And like, it's natural to both. And we're just in that recalibrating, rebalancing space right now. That's really what I'm feeling. It's actually really, really beautiful energy. Okay, let's ask about the connecting energy. So I'm actually gonna give myself some space because I want to know about this connecting energy here before we go into the extended. And in the extended, I want to know what actions are being taken. I want to know, like, very literal, what actions, if this person knows the ball's in their court, if this masculine energy knows that it's time to make a move, it's time to take action, I want to know, how are they going to do that? What action are they going to take? I want to know what this feminine energy can do to support, and if there's anything that the feminine energy is doing that is kind of blocking. Like, if the feminine energy is fully in her ability to receive, I want to know that. I really, really want to know. Is she in an open place to receive? Because the feminine energy has to. If she's not, she does block the masculine from coming in. So we want to ask about action, earth realm, basically, for masculine, and we want to ask about the emotions and any sort of shadow for the feminine. And then I want to know how they're feeling about each other. We'll do some channeled messages from the, what is that deck called? I don't know, the one with like the words. We'll channel some direct messages from masculine to feminine. And if we're feeling spicy and the energy's there, we will get some erotic messages. Okay, so this is, again, really, really beautiful energy. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. This is the one. You both know it. I think in your darkness and your doubt, you forget. There's frustration. I do have to mention this. This is definitely what I want to know in the extended. There's a lot of frustration coming from the feminine energy. And I think it's because she feels very in the dark. I think this feminine energy, like I said, if you're engaging, you're connecting, beautiful, but you're not getting the full story. You're not getting the full truth. And you're also like this masculine has still not said what you need to hear. And not that you need to hear it, but it's like what would move things forward and eliminate the blocks. That hasn't occurred yet. So I'm actually getting frustration from the feminine angle of the connection. And then the masculine is like gone through such healing. He knows this person's the one. He knows. He's like, yeah, he or she, like, you're my person. They've done a lot of healing around forgiving their parents, their adolescence, their childhood, because that was a lot of the block. A lot of it was actually the community and fearing what other people think I'm getting. And both of you are getting this. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of love. So feminine is doubting that it's safe to love. I've gotten hurt again. I just want to keep on keeping on. I don't want to get hurt again. This is stupid. He or she needs to lay it out on the table, lay all the cards on the table, or I can't be bothered. And masculine, from his past pain or from his past mistakes, is afraid to love and hurt again. The masculine almost feels like when I love, I hurt. So maybe, they're both working on this because this is in the connecting energy. But what's so crazy, you guys, I have children, I have wedding, flirt, and I also have this codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. That's really interesting. Okay, but I'll get to that in a second. So the flirt energy is extend your lighthearted energy. Trust, believe in magic, believe in joy, even if you can't see it. This wedding, this children, this is spirit saying this is heavenly, divinely guided. For many of you, you may be getting visions of a marriage, visions of committing to this person in that deep way. For many, you are already in this divine union, marriage, commitment in the 5D. And what's happening now is this recalibration, balancing, bringing it down in the 3D. So this is kind of a confirmation. If you've been having those thoughts and feelings and you're like, why do I feel like I'm married to this person? Why do I feel like I'm connected to this person? That's why. Also, I'm being guided to say, if you've been trying to connect with other people, dating, and then it never really works out or things just kind of fall, it's because of this divine union in the 5D. I will be sharing a personal experience of mine in the initiate and master tiers of my Patreon about my own soulmate journey and lessons. So if you're curious about that is something I'm going to be sharing, because this energy, this powerful energy right here kind of affects soulmate energy, just, and that's coming through really strong for these. So if either of you resonate with that, and things haven't worked out, it's because of that. There's also the spirit babies energy here. But there's something, regardless if it's not children, it is something so profound, such a legacy, that you are meant to leave this earth as a gift, the two of you together. That is something that's coming through so strong for this specific union. It's something that you create together. It's mission, and the mission could be star children. It could be a child. It could be a business. It could be healing. It's something really profound. And right now we're just in this place of getting over the fears of the past and remembering that it's safe to love. Remembering that when we extend our lighthearted energy, we alleviate this pain and this suffering. And I feel like this codependency is in the past because it's what we touched on for feminine. Actually, both of them, being addicted to the suffering, being addicted to the pain. But for the feminine energy, it was very much connected to this, just the emotional kind of pain. And then for the masculine, it's like pretending that he's not ready and he just hasn't figured it out yet. But Spirit's like, no, you have. You're both ready. And there's an organic process occurring. There's a divine timing occurring. And masculine's going to need to know when to act. And that's what I'm really curious about in the extended. So that's where we're going to go. That's what we're going to go to right now. If you're leaving me here, thank you so much for your energy, for letting me read for you. I'm sending you so much love. I hope this message resonated. If you're interested in working with me in a private reading and getting a very specific catered message for you, all that information is down in the description. And I will be back soon. Otherwise, I will see you in the extended. Bye.